Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tatiana. I'm a business coach and mentor for women wanting to start their own businesses. So excited you are here. We're going to be talking all about getting motivated for the next 6 months, the second half of the year. This is something that I feel always hits me around this time of year, where it's a very reflecting type of moment for me where I'm just like, okay, either the year is going great or the year is maybe not going so great. So I wanted to talk about that and some of the things that I do to just get myself motivated for the second half of the year, regardless of how the first half has been. So if you're interested in hearing more about that and getting encouraged, then definitely stay tuned. Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, hello. I hope that you will find some amazing and motivational videos for you to just get encouraged and inspired, not only within your business, but within your life as well. I love to talk about all things entrepreneurship, self-love, and just encouraging women to go for what they want in their lives. I know that sometimes people are not all about the fluffy stuff, but I totally am, because I know we don't always get to hear these things. And so I love to give that reinforcement on my channel that you are heard. You know, you are out here trying to do all of the things, but just like everyone else, you need to be poured into. And if you are returning, of course, you already know the deal. Welcome back. So happy that you are here. And I really wanted to talk about this because we are coming up on the halfway point of 2022 as I'm filming this video. And around June, I always start to think about, okay, how has this year been going for me? What have been the highs? What have been the lows? What are some things I know that I could be doing better? What are some things that I'm really proud of? I love to reflect because it gives me an opportunity to see what I can do moving forward. And so I do the same thing at the end of the year, but I feel like this halfway point is almost kind of like a refresh in a way, just like every quarter is a refresh, every month, every week, every day. And so I have a couple points that I wrote down just so I can stay on task, and I am going to be talking a bit about the power sheets as well. You all know that I love me some power sheets. I love Cultivate What Matters, and so they have a really amazing refresh section within the power sheets. You do not have to have the power sheets in order to do this, and I'm not just going to strictly be talking about this, but I will be pulling some things from this to kind of just help get your mind working a little bit. They also recently just came out with a 90-day version of the power sheets as well. So the first thing that I really feel is important, kind of as I mentioned, is to really reflect, to just revisit the last 6 months. How did it go? And for some people, that answer might be like, oh, this year has been cake. I've been loving it. Things have been amazing. I've been checking off my goals left and right, feeling good, working out, working hard, you know, whatever the case may be. And then for some of us, it may be more so like, okay, it's been okay, you know, it's been slow and steady. There hasn't been a whole lot of progress in a specific area. There's been a lot of maybe lows. Things have not been going the way that we thought. That has definitely been more so how the first half of my year has been. And I think that, you know, we go into every new season, new year, whatever it may be, with the best of intentions. You know, we're excited, we set all these goals, but at the end of the day, life is going to happen. Things are going to get in the way. The world is going to be what it's going to be. And so we have to just adapt and adjust to that. And so when revisiting your goals, it's not necessarily to look at it as if you aren't having the best year so far, if things haven't been going the way that you projected or that you hoped for. Really looking at it in more of, okay, let's reflect on this. What all happened? What are some things I could have done better? What are some things that made my environment maybe not the best? What are some things I can eliminate or that I can work on? What needs a lot of tending to in this upcoming season? These are things that I love to ask myself because it helps me to know what to focus on when I'm ready to move forward into the future. When I'm ready to set goals, it's important for me to know, well, what didn't work. Sometimes that's not always good to look in the mirror and face those things, but it's so much easier to then set yourself up for success when you already know kind of what didn't work. So revisiting that is really important, and you can do that in a lot of ways. You can journal, you can simply just sit down, you can pray about it, you can take it to God, you can, I love to just take some time, even if you can just have like a day or a few hours or whatever the case may be, to just sit with yourself, to just think, to process, to just really feel whatever the feelings are that you may be feeling. As I mentioned, I have had a bit of a rough start to my year, more so personally, but business as well. It's just been, like I said, just not exactly how I envisioned it going. And so instead of me, sitting in that and wallowing in that and being like, well, the rest of the year is just crap, instead I'm really going to take this as an opportunity to look at what can be done better for the next 6 months. So that is how I do that. And typically I do like to journal. I love to sit with God. I really like to just listen to motivating sermons and read books and things that are really going to help me within the season that I'm in, the struggles that I'm dealing with. I think that it's just really important to fill your cup with all of the things that will get you motivated and kind of get you out of a funk if you're in one. And on the flip side of that, if things have been going well, then really just looking if there are any gaps, if maybe there are some things where maybe you haven't given as much attention to in the previous season that now you want to kind of focus your attention. So just kind of deciding on that. And so one thing I really do like within the Power Sheets about this is they do have a couple of different parts for you to do. So they have a whole section in here. It's the life evaluation. And what you do is you work through each area, you rate each area. So like your health and wellness, if you have a focal relationship, that could literally be your significant other. It could be a child. It could be family members, friends, whatever the case is. They have that as well. Finances, work and learning, spiritual and personal growth, and recreation. So there's a section for everything that I feel like pretty much covers life. And so you rate those, and then you can kind of write in what are some different ways that these things might need more attention. Maybe in this previous season you were focusing more on like really getting your health and fitness up, but now that that's more of a habit, now you can really shift your focus to really growing more in your faith, or whatever the case may be. I think identifying areas in life is important. This is something I also do at the top of the year, and it just helps to prioritize what you need to do next. So I really like this. I love this a lot, but this is actually something I've even done. I did a vision board party a few years ago, and there was a whole section that we did about just going through the different areas and just kind of figuring out what we could work on in each specific area. So I'm curious, I'm going to ask you down below, let me know what is one area within your life where you feel like you would love to really grow it, make it even better within this new upcoming next 6 months. I would love to hear that. I think for me, I definitely want to continue growing in my faith. That's been something I've really prioritized this year. It's my word of the year. And so I really want to continue to grow that. I really want to continue to work on my health and wellness. It's like an up and down thing for me. So really just continue to prioritize that. And then lastly, just relationships, my marriage, my friendships. I really want to work on those a lot and really tend to those, because there's always gaps and things that I know as myself I can work on. So that's kind of where I'm at with some of those things. So another thing that I have on here as well is to really set attainable goals for yourself. So once you have figured out, okay, I know what didn't work, I know what I loved, I know what wasn't my favorite, and all of those different things, then you can identify what are the goals. And so taking, even if it's those different areas of your life, or if we want to kind of even break this into business for a second, let's say maybe you wanted to launch your business this year, but it just hasn't worked out. Maybe life has just been getting in the way. Finances have been getting in the way. The world, things going on. There's so many things going on that can just pause our progression from moving forward. And so whatever that is, identifying what that is and figuring out if there's going to be a break within that to where you can shift that focus back to whatever it was you wanted to do for your business. I know for a lot of the people that watch my channel, it might be launching your business, or it might be launching your product for the first time. And so really prioritizing what that's going to look like for you, and deciding when you can dedicate pockets of time to working on that, which I have many videos talking about that, but specifically being realistic with the goals. So if you look at the last 6 months and you've kind of seen that, okay, I've taken on a lot more than I thought, or a lot more has happened than I thought, I do want to launch this business, but maybe it's going to look a little bit different than what I thought. Maybe instead of me launching this subscription box, I'm going to just start off with this journal. Maybe instead of me coming out with this entire collection, I'm going to just become present on my online platform and really just grow my community. So whatever that looks like, I don't think you should ever just fully give up on a dream, but you can shift it and you can make it really work within what your life is going to allow for you right now. And I think a great thing to always focus on, if you're ever kind of wondering like, well, what could I be focusing on for my business? What should I be doing? I always will 100% say be growing your presence online, be growing your community, be providing value to your customers, to your clients, whatever type of business you have. I think that that's always going to be very important, because the more that you're consistent and you show up, you're giving people a reason to know who you are, what you do, why they should care about what you have going on, which will naturally lead to people wanting to support or to work with you. So I think that that's always going to be what I would say is a goal to have in your plan. If you're going to have like a loose quarterly plan, I've recently been getting more into just planning out my quarters loosely and just being open to the fact that life is going to continue to keep lifing. It's going to keep happening and there's not really a whole lot I can do about it. And so I plan in a way to where things can be shifted and changed if needed, but ultimately I like to at least just set a couple of, I would say a couple of solid dates on the calendar, so I know there's going to be a couple of launches happening. If I have an event or anything like that going on, I'm thinking about doing a workshop this fall for you all. So things like that I would set on the calendar, and then everything else you just kind of fill it in, and you know that it can be moved around. You know, there's gonna be these shifts in life as well as it can be in business, and so just identifying, okay, what is the shift gonna look like for maybe your original goal to how you can make it work for today in current season. Don't be hard on yourself if you didn't launch. Don't be hard on yourself if you didn't hit whatever the goal is. Just be like, okay, look, this is what it is, and I'm gonna make it work the best that I can. I'm not gonna give up on what I wanted to do. It just may look a little bit different. And also in here, they have a refresh section as well. So you can basically write out what your goals were for the year, and then you can kind of adjust those just based off of different things. And you can have as many goals as you want. I'm always an overachiever and I will do like all 8 because they give you 8 sections, but you could literally have one goal. You could have 10 goals, you could have 5, whatever that looks like for you. And then what I always say is just coming up with some actions. So your actions, to me, I feel like you can set a goal. You can be like, okay, I want to launch my business in November or whatever that might be. Okay, but what are the actions that are going to get you there? What are those little itty bitty steps that are going to make that happen in November? That's the part that is crucial and important. And that's the part where you want to start setting some dates to some things, setting dates to like, okay, I'm going to have my sample by this date. I'm going to start my Instagram page by this date. I'm going to go live this often. I'm going to share this on this date. It's really important to give those actions a date so that you can actually get there, and it's not just staring you in the face like, oh, I'm supposed to launch my business, but you haven't actually done anything to move towards that. And so that's basically the refresh section that they have within here, but I wanted to mention it because a lot of the things that I feel like I naturally gravitate towards when I'm getting ready to plan for a new season, they have in here, like it's already set up to go. I want to show you guys the 90-day one really quick, because this is definitely going to be a more small, compact version of the bigger Powersheets. As I mentioned, it's undated and it just released recently, so it's really cute. But they have a whole section in the front of this where you kind of answer those similar questions and really dive in before you get into the meat of it, which would be like your tending list and all of those different things. So I just wanted to share that with you all, that there is that option. This one is really nice. It's cute and compact, and I'm going to be going out of town soon, so I'm actually thinking about utilizing this one because it's a lot smaller and I love it. But yeah, so I'll have the link down below for this if you're interested in any of these items, the Powersheets, 90-day or the full one. All that stuff will be linked. But the last thing I wanted to say about just this whole setting yourself up for the second part of the year, getting motivated, is all of these goals are great. You know, the reflecting is great. Creating these ideas of what you want to do are all great. But at the end of the day, if the person is not together, none of this other stuff is going to matter. And so really think about what are things that bring you joy, what are things that make you smile, that make you just light up inside, you know, whether that is spending time with your family. I know, like, being with my daughter, I mean, she's 3, so sometimes it can be a little rough depending on the moment, but being with her is just such a light to me. She brings me so much joy. Just like as I'm talking about her, I feel lighter. And so what are things in your life like that that just make you feel that way, that get you excited, that make you want to get out of bed, that just get you motivated to conquer the world, you know, face the day? Those are the things that I would try to make intentional time to make happen as much as possible. You know, right now we are in the warmer months, so if you like being outside, if you like being in the pool or being near water or whatever the case is, like, trying to make that happen as much as possible, setting up an opportunity for you to take a mini trip or a day trip to go do something, or setting up a vacation if you can, watching your favorite motivational people that you really like, reading books, you know, that are going to fill you up with whatever knowledge you want to do, or that are just for entertainment. I think that there's so many things that can make us feel sad and make us down, just in the world. And so it's just important, as we see those things, we're on social media, we feel the comparison, we feel the news, we feel all of those things. We need to make sure that we are also dedicating time to also feel the things that make us feel good. So that's going to look different for everybody. You know, if you like to feel pampered, whatever it is, if you love to journal, if you love to have girls' nights, Bible studies, whatever it is, make time for it. Put it on your calendar. Fill that up for the next 6 months so that you constantly have something to look forward to that just keeps you motivated and keeps you going, and it keeps you just in a place of joy and happiness. So even if you do have a hard day, you know, like, okay, well, next week I got my day of XYZ, whatever that may be. So that was the last thing I wanted to say. I think it helps when you have that thing to look forward to, especially when times do get rough, or when there are things that are kind of slow and steady and you're feeling like, man, I just want to give up, and different things. Just having something to kind of refresh you, get you excited, and also just having things around you within your environment that lift you up and make you happy. It doesn't even necessarily need to be like this whole like long drawn out routine or anything, but just if there's somewhere that you know you sit, like if you work in an office or in your car or in your bathroom, wherever you may be regularly, where you can see just motivational quotes or different things on your phone to just give you that little bit of uplifting. There's one thing, and I've shared this in previous videos, but I have an alarm that goes off on my phone. It used to be twice a day. I switched it to once. I might switch it back to twice a day though, but it's just a regular alarm, just like through my clock app on the phone, and it's set at a certain time of day, and it just basically says today is going to be a good day, you are doing just fine. And so something like that, even though like I set it up myself and it probably seems kind of corny, I cannot tell y'all how many times, I don't know what it is about that time of day. It's at 4:30 p.m. for me. Even though, and I know it says today is going to be a good day, but even though the day is pretty much wrapping up, more often than not, when that alarm goes off, I am feeling something. Whether I'm feeling anxious about something, maybe something is stressing me out. Not every single day, but there's a lot of times where that alarm goes off and I'm like, whoo, I needed that. It's just like a quick little small reminder. It happens every single day, weekend, weekday, and I love it. And I forget about it. Even though I know it happens every single day, I really am in the moment doing whatever I'm doing, thinking whatever I'm thinking, having whatever thoughts I'm having, and then all of a sudden my alarm just goes off and I'm like, oh. So something even like that could be helpful for you, especially if you just need extra pick-me-ups and just things to fill you up throughout the days. I just wanted to share that because it's something that I really love, and I really appreciate that little note to myself every day. So that's pretty much it. I just want to say as a last note, I hope that the next half of the year brings you so much peace, so much joy, so much happiness and success in whatever that may look like for you. I know that no matter what, success is gonna look different for all of us. Some people's success may be a more of a monetary goal. Some may be just simply doing it and putting it out there. Some may be launching a specific product, and some may simply just be here and just be, you know? So whatever that is for you, I wish that for you. Nothing but the best. So as an end to this, let's comment down below, what is one word to describe how you want the second half of this year to go? Hopefully it'll be a good word. Hopefully it'll be something that'll motivate you. Even if you have a word of the year, it doesn't have to even be that. Just what do you want this second half of the year to be? I am still thinking about mine, so I'll have to share that in the future, but I really know how I want it to feel, and that is just full. I want to feel full. I want to feel loved, supported. That is really just the feeling that I want to have. And so I don't know exactly what that word is yet, because it's a few different feelings, but I would love to know, what is the word that just kind of embodies how you want the next half of this year to go? And I will see you in the next video. Bye.